Forget waiting for the countdown, right? My name's Steve Jaguar. This is a Beer Native Beer Review Live. It is Thursday, it's beer o'clock, and I'm going to be reviewing, interestingly, I chose a beer this time because I had just jumped from a call with the German colleagues of the company I work for onto this, and let's say they inspired me to review a modern German craft beer from a modern German craft beer company, and I'll tell you a little bit about them in a moment. But I'll do the usual, let's do the admin, okay? If you are new to the channel and you like it, please do the usual thing here where you subscribe to the channel, tell your friends, give the thumbs up, do all the YouTube algorithm things that the YouTube algorithm likes so that it then sends this video. If somebody searches, I like German craft beer, hey, they get to see some me, but they get to learn a little bit more about a brewery and a beer that is potentially available near them. Ace. The other thing I'd like to mention while I'm here talking about stuff is I'm going to be doing an advent calendar that I bought. It's I almost got it in here. It's like massive. And it is 24 beers. It's the Honest Brew Imperial, and I'm going to be doing it every day. So it's like an unboxing, and it's a beer review. And unlike you'll see the one I did today, I won't get to do all of the homework, so I can tell you a little bit more about it. I won't have tabs set up with brewery information and all that. So it's going to be a little bit scratching my head how I'm going to handle that. But, you know, it's an adventure, right? Not too bad. All right, let's get down to it. I'm going to remove the banner out if I can figure out how to remove banners. Hey, look at that. That works. And let's share my screen. Let's introduce the beer for today. I would like to look at these guys. All right, this is Crew Republic. Let's move down a little bit. There you can see their logo right there. I think it's big enough for you to see just there. And Drunken Sailor. Drunken Sailor was a beer they released in 2012. You're seeing it's all in German because it's in Germany. They're from a place called, if I can remember this, Unterschleißheim, which I don't really know where that is. I know where it is. It's in Bavaria, but I don't know where. But let's just assume it's good beer because they're German. And their beer actually has written on the bottom of it the usual Reinheitsgebot. So it's the Bavarian Purity Act. So it's got only 4 ingredients. So they're sticking to the rules and they're making great beer. And they're doing it in a craft beer style. If I jump over, you get to see who the guys are that do it. They've got a very slick website, which isn't too hard. These dudes, 2011, Mario and Tim. Well, was this what they were doing at the time? No, they are living the dream now. They got cool t-shirts. They're wearing hoodies. They got baseball caps, leaning on a motor. This is a pretty cool photo. You got to admit they got to be pretty proud of this thing, right? But they're making great beer, and you can see down there roughly in 2012. They started Drunken Sailor, and they've just gone strength to strength since then, making pretty kick butt beer. So here is the beer I'm going to be reviewing, and I'm going to get it out of the fridge. Boom. There it is there. You can see a much better version of it. My light's being a bit bright. And on the back of it, it says exactly what it says on the screen. Ooh. Well, not quite. Not quite what it says on the screen. All right. So in my limited German, I at least know that that is a very bad translation by the browser into what it says. Hop is your surfboard. All right. Hops are your surfboard. Sunshine State is your synonym for paradise. West Coast feeling brings you into your face. It's called In Your Face by Crew Republic. It is a West Coast IPA. We know what to expect from a West Coast IPA. And that, I'm going to shrink this down a little bit now and bring me up to the front. Bing! A West Coast IPA is just kind of like the foundation of the American IPA. It's extremely hop forward. It's going to be bitter. It's going to be citrus. It's going to be piney. It's going to kind of be overwhelming. The malts are there, but they're going to be secondary. So they're going to go for a little bit of color, a little bit of sweetness. In here, they've got Pilsener malt, which is pretty standard if they're trying to be hop forward. They've got Munich malt and crystal malt, or Münchner malt, which is really hard to say if you're not German. And then the hops are Centennial, Chinook, Simcoe, and Citra, which are pretty standard IPA hops. But the kind of wild card here is the Herkules hop, which is, it's kind of an oddball. It is a derivative of, it's German, Hallertauer Taurus, which has some strange sweet flavors associated with it, like chocolate banana, kind of weird chocolatey, really good in stouts. But in this one, you've got, it's more of a black pepper variant of it. So it's going to really amp the pine, maybe throw some spice into it. That's kind of what we're going for. Says it's good with burgers and beef. I'm having a burger tonight, so let's leave some behind for that. So that's kind of where we're going tonight. We're going to have a bit of Crew Republic German craft. Let's pop it. Let's pour it. Oh my, in a dirty glass. Can you see that? I handled this glass way too much before we even got started. Head looks nice. Crystal clear Pilsner malt. Oh yeah, that's nice. All righty. It's, wow, it's like, look, you can see there's the writing on the glass on the other side. Like you can, it's so clear. It has very little presence of malt. It looks like a lager. It looks like a Pilsner, right? But obviously it's an ale. It's been brewed with ale yeast. It doesn't say what yeast. No, it doesn't. But the slightly orangey golden, just to make it look a little bit more, I don't know, appealing. Crystal malt. Crystal malt's not an exciting malt, really, but it's pretty standard. So I'm not expecting to be blown away by the hop variety. But I can smell I really can smell the malt. So what's odd about this is that they've got the standards, the Simcoe and the Citra, but I almost get the impression they put them in the boil because I don't have any like a late hop nose hit. It's really blunt tasting and almost granular. When a granular, that's not what I mean. Grainy. That's what I actually mean. Grainy. All right, first kit. They really went light on the Brewmaster's notes, which are on the screen in front of me, which are just there and a little small. I read them out. It just says light, dry, aggressively hoppy, a Californian style. So they've really eased off on the fruit, the Citra and the Simcoe. Totally, you can tell. The Chinook, which has a high cohomalone, which is a very piney bitter, along with the, let's say Herkules, let's translate to English, right? With a K. It's those two. Those are the two that's almost all you get. Let's take another crack at that. So normally in a West Coast IPA, or even just an IPA generally, they would make sure you caught the citrus. This doesn't feel like it's prioritized that at all. But outside of that, it's not like it's bad beer. It would be really nice on a summer day, the light, dry, hoppy, but I think it doesn't lead too much further than a very, very good German lager. So you've got the similar lager malts. It almost tastes like it's got a lager yeast. I mean, I'm assuming it doesn't. But you can see it's got a 70 IBU, which, if you know what that means, that's kind of like way above average. Okay. Oh, it's even got Plato. Only not a lot of people use that, but I mean, it's high. All right. So what does it have? Bitterness, hoppiness. It doesn't have. All right. Bitterness and hoppiness are totally different things. Let's score it up. And let's get back to my German friends who are probably still chatting and drinking beers, but not watching my channel. You can't get you can't get good fans these days. All right, so Brew Republic. I'll leave it up just there. So Brew Republic, you can see the actual bottle there. It's pretty nice. I really like the art. It's not outstanding, but it's consistent. Let me just flip back so you can see what I mean. I give respect to brands that have a look. Now, if I go to the flagship page, you see that they've got a really recognizable character that goes into the art that creates it. I find it a tiny bit annoying if I was at a supermarket buying this, because outside of the color coding, which this one stands out because it's pink, I'd have to walk up to every single one to know if I was buying Easy or Foundation or Drunken Sailor or Roundhouse Kick, which I really want to try because I just like the name of it. But I wouldn't know. So I would struggle to know whether this is exactly what I want. I'm going to give it a packaging 3. I'm going to give it mid-level, 6 out of 10 on packaging. Is it unique? It kind of is, because it's being extremely pine forward, which is a little bit different. You don't see a lot of Herkules hops. You just don't see them very often. Maybe I should buy more German craft beer. That would probably change my opinion on that. But for now, it was a unique beer that I was attracted to. So I'm going to give it a little extra on uniqueness of 4. Accuracy. Is it a West Coast IPA? I'm going to say middle of the road. It's not nailing it. So a 3. So that's a 7 and a 6. That gives me 13. And then do I like it? To get to 30, where it's a real stretch, I'd probably give it a 7 or an 8. Just from the scoring perspective, an 8 makes life easier for me. That brings me up to a 21 out of 30. It's going to be a 3.5 on Untapped. I might make it a 7 because it's kind of going down a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to stay there. 21. So that's a 3. I'm going to stick it on Untapped. If you're not on Untapped, look it up. You can follow me on Untapped. My name's Steve Jaguar there. That's not too hard, right? You can see it sitting right there. All one word. And I'm happy if I friend everybody if you want to find me there. But that's it. That's my review. German craft beer. You know, the Germans I was just speaking to told me that IPAs they're not bowling people over just yet, but it's coming. Let me tell you, like 10 years ago in the UK, people didn't know what a good IPA was, or an American craft IPA was. They didn't know what hop forward beers were, and now they're like going crazy for them. So look out, they're coming. And I think Crew Republic, they're gonna be leading the charge. All right, I'm gonna sign off. Thanks for watching. My name's Steve Jaguar. This is Beer Native. I have a website called beernative.tv, which I create a map of everything I review, which I'm a little behind on, but still it looks cool at the moment. And do tell your friends. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a subscription. Throw it on your company's booze Slack channel if you've got one of those. Mine does. Why doesn't yours? Come on. All right. That's me, Steve out. Keep drinking awesome beer. And I'm trying to push the brand button so I can say bye.